Happily Ever Collins. So exciting things happening today. I just got home from work and we got our first piece of Disney World mail. It's not that big of a deal, other than we get really excited. It kind of just means that it's happening. So I was a little disappointed though because, well, I don't know. I think that Disney's kind of went down on their game with the Magical Vacation mail. So this is what the front of the book looks like. Excuse my son's video game. I kind of, I miss The Incredibles with the Incredible Vacation theme. Another thing is this one doesn't have as much information, I feel like. The past ones, last year's, came with a fridge magnet that had all the dates for making your dining reservations, your fast pass reservations, the date for having your trip paid off, which was neat. And then also it had a little bit more like how many dining credits you get, and all of that was in here. So I feel like this one's a little less personalized. It does have our name on it, but it's just missing some of those things that Disney used to put in there, and I was a little disappointed about that. But hey, it's still Disney World mail, and it still makes it just a little bit more real to us. And it is a nice little perk for Disney to send them. But I got a little spoiled to the old ones with the Incredibles. So I don't know. In my last video, I said that I was going to talk about the way that we began planning our vacation. So obviously, first of all, we have to pick a time of year that's going to work for us. Spring break is always a good time. I am a teacher, so the times that I can go are pretty limited to the busy times. We've been during this summer too. I definitely think spring break is a better fit for us. The heat's not as bad, and it's not as crowded. Our spring break falls the third week of March, and so the crowds aren't as bad at that time. Some spring breaks are falling earlier or later. If you can pick a time in September, October and go, of course you have to deal with potential hurricanes, but those are going to be your lowest park crowd levels. So what we do is every time we've gone, I've booked from Walt Disney World's website. This time we were looking at renting some DVC points, which was going to be really cheap to stay at those deluxe resorts. Definitely the way to go if you want to do that. But we are Disney Visa card holders, and they released a really good discount, and so actually we're going to be staying at the All-Star Music Resort this time. We've never stayed at one of the All-Star resorts, but we got 30% off the room, which made it ridiculously cheap and saved us a lot of money. And so we're gonna go ahead and go that route, and we'll see if we like it. Maybe not, I don't know, we're gonna find out. So anyway, we start at the Disney World website. You can choose where you want to stay. We are staying at a value resort. Again, we've stayed at Art of Animation before and we liked it, but it looks like right here is where we're going. So we're staying at the All-Star Music. Of course, not as many perks as staying at a moderate like Port Orleans, Riverside, I love, or even Caribbean Beach, which Caribbean Beach is not on my radar right now because I don't want to be around all of the refurbishment happening right now. So anyway, you can choose whatever your budget is. We like the moderates, but you know, going with the value this time. If you're going to do a deluxe, I seriously would recommend looking into DVC rental websites. I know one, DVC Request, and there's another one that I've looked at before. It's legit, and I have lots of friends who have tried it, who do it, other bloggers that I know that do it, and it's a really good deal if you want to stay at a deluxe resort. You can save tons of money. So, booking through here, one of the perks of booking through Disney's website is that you can, you have the option to just pay $200 down. Well, I guess I need to sign in. I'll sign in a moment. Like I said, one of the options, or one of the perks of booking through Disney's website is you just have to put $200 down. And so if you're not in the position, like I'm not, like I said, I'm a teacher. If you're not in the position to pay up front for your vacation, booking through Disney's website and booking through a travel agent that's an authorized Disney planner, you just have to put $200 down, which is doable for most families. And then you just have to have your trip paid off 30 days before your check-in date. And so that makes it a little more manageable. I didn't know that whenever I first started looking into taking my family to Disney World, and this was when my son was little. I did not realize that I didn't have to pay all of that money right away. I think that that's great that Disney does that. It makes it, like I said, more manageable for families that are not in a position to pay all of that at one time. And so you can just make payments as you feel that you want to. You don't have to make monthly installments or whatever. It's just if you want to pay $200 down or $700 down or whatever, you pay that down, and then you pay as you feel. And then once again, 30 days before, you've got to have it paid off or they cancel your reservation. So very doable. As far as booking initially. One thing that I recommend is getting the dining plan. If you plan on doing any character meals, any sit-down meals, we've gone into restaurants and they give you the bill before they scan your Magic Band to take off your meal credits. And the bills are ridiculous. 1900 Park Fare for Cinderella's Cinderella dinner, like for 5 of us was $250. So if you're going to do any kind of character meals, any kind of sit-down meals, more than just 1 or 2, I would recommend doing that. It saves a lot of money. When we got back from our last trip, well, not our last, our trip last March, I sat down and I added up all of our receipts and then compared it to what we paid for our dining plan, and it saved us like $600. Like, it was a lot of money. If we hadn't done the dining plan, we wouldn't have done all the character meals. We love the character meals. You get to sit down and interact with the characters. They come to you. You get good food, and you're not spending a bunch of time in the parks trying to meet all those characters. You can sometimes meet 5 and 6 characters at a time at character meals. So definitely something that I recommend if your budget can afford it. And then the other thing is park hopper tickets. If you just plan on doing one, just do the 4 parks. That's what we did our first time. We got a 4-day ticket. We did 1 day at each park. That was great. But then quickly realized that there were a couple of parks, mainly Hollywood Studios with my kids, I feel like I can do that in half a day right now. Once they open up like Toy Story Land and Star Wars Land, obviously that may not happen anymore. But for now, to me, it's a half-day park. And so what do you do with the other half a day? Well, you can either choose to spend it at Disney Springs or your resort or park hop. And so the park hopper is worth it to me, especially for the dining. Sometimes, like Hollywood Studios, to me, there's a few good restaurants, but not ones that I love. And so if I can leave and go over to Epcot and have dinner and then come back to the park later for the fireworks or whatever, that's worth it. Or maybe one day you don't want to do a full day at the park, and so you just go here and there a few places. It just gives you some more options. Of course, it's additional add-on to your ticket price, but it's actually not too bad. So that is just kind of how I start planning my trips. Decide on a budget, decide when to go, start looking at hotels, making those initial reservations. Of course, you can always cancel your reservation 60 days before if you need to. Not a big deal. Disney will just refund your money. I've done it before where we made a room only reservation and then we changed our minds, and so it was no big deal at all. Within a few days, the money was credited back to my account. So even if you think you're going, the hotels book up quickly, especially for times that are busier, like that I need to go. You definitely want to get ahead of the game and get those reservations in. And then, like I said, if your plans change, you can just cancel it. I think, I can't remember if it's 60 or 30 days before. There's no penalty. You get all your money back. But of course, who wants to cancel a vacation to Disney World? But next time I'm going to talk about dining reservations and how we start choosing that, and also park hours, how you can get an advanced look at projected park hours, and that helps, and park levels, which helps decide which parks you're going to be at which day, and therefore affects your dining reservations. So I hope this has been helpful. I'm by no means an expert at this. What I do works for me. Other people may do it a different way, but I've just done this enough times to where I know this is what is going to work for my family, and this is my process, and it works out for me every time. So if you have a way that you begin your trip that's different than mine, and you have a tip for me, put it in the comments below. Don't forget to hit the like button if this was helpful at all, and subscribe to our channel. See you later.